Picture this. You come home from work, exhausted, just wanting to talk about your day. And your partner immediately starts undressing you. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, for one 29-year-old man, it's become his nightmare. Today, we're diving into a story that flips the script on everything we think we know about relationships and intimacy. Because when you're reduced to just a body, even in a loving relationship, something crucial is missing. Stay with me, because this man's story might change how you see your own relationship. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that doesn't get discussed enough: emotional neglect in relationships, specifically when one partner feels like they're only valued for physical intimacy. A 29-year-old man recently shared his heartbreaking story online. He loves his 25-year-old girlfriend deeply, but there's a serious problem. She seems to only want him for sex. 6 out of 7 nights this week, the moment he walked through the door after work, she wanted physical intimacy. Not a, "How was your day?" Not a warm hug, just straight to the bedroom. And here's the part that really stings. After being intimate, when he just wanted to cuddle and connect emotionally, she got up and started chatting with friends on Discord, leaving him alone in bed, feeling rejected and used. Let's break down what's really happening here and explore how anyone in a similar situation can find their way back to a balanced, fulfilling relationship. When we think about objectification in relationships, we usually picture women being reduced to their physical appearance. But this story reminds us that anyone, regardless of gender, can feel used and devalued. This young man describes feeling like a mouth or a coffee cup, just an object to fulfill his partner's desires. That's a devastating way to feel about someone you love. When we think about objectification in relationships, we usually picture women being reduced to their physical appearance. But this story reminds us that anyone, regardless of gender, can feel used and devalued. This young man describes feeling like a mouth or a coffee cup, just an object to fulfill his partner's desires. That's a devastating way to feel about someone you love. Now, some might say, what's the problem? Many people wish their partner wanted them more, but here's the critical difference. Desire without emotional connection isn't intimacy. It's just using someone's body. This man isn't complaining about physical affection itself. He's expressing a deep need for emotional connection, conversation, quality time, and feeling valued as a complete person, not just a physical partner. Let's identify the red flags he's experiencing. Immediate physical demands, the moment he arrives home, before any emotional connection. 2. Lack of emotional intimacy, no interest in his day, his feelings, his thoughts. 3. Rejection of non-sexual affection. When he wants to cuddle, she disengages completely. 4. Prioritizing others over him, choosing Discord conversations over post-intimate connection. 5. Constant pattern, 6 out of 7 nights consistently. These aren't isolated incidents. This is a relationship pattern that's leaving him emotionally starved. In a healthy relationship, physical intimacy should strengthen emotional bonds, not replace them. This man is experiencing something painful. The person he loves makes him feel like a service provider rather than a cherished partner. Notice his words. "I feel sort of used," or "like that is my only purpose." That's not insecurity talking. That's someone recognizing they're not being treated with the respect and wholeness they deserve. He mentions repeatedly that he's tired when he gets home from work. Physical intimacy requires energy, enthusiasm, and presence. When it becomes an obligation or expectation rather than a mutual desire, it becomes draining rather than fulfilling. Perhaps the most painful moment in his story is when he wanted to cuddle after being intimate, and she simply got up and started talking to friends online. That moment speaks volumes. She got what she wanted from him and then immediately disconnected. That's not partnership, that's transaction. Credit where it's due. This man has tried to address the issue. He put his foot down about having date night every 2 weeks, and he says she tries hard during those times. That shows. He's attempted communication. She's capable of being present when prompted. There's potential for change, but only when he demands it. The question is, why should someone have to fight this hard just to feel valued beyond their body? Let's explore some possible explanations, not to excuse the behavior, but to understand it. 1. Different love languages. Perhaps physical touch is her primary way of expressing and receiving love, and she genuinely doesn't realize he needs words of affirmation, quality time, and emotional conversation. 2. Avoidance of emotional intimacy. Some people use physical intimacy as a substitute for emotional vulnerability. It's easier to connect bodies than to open up emotionally. 3. High libido mismatch. She might have a significantly higher drive, but that doesn't excuse the lack of emotional connection or respect for his boundaries. 4. Underlying relationship issues. Sometimes hypersexuality in a relationship masks deeper problems: anxiety, fear of abandonment, or difficulty with genuine emotional connection. 5. Learned relationship patterns. Her understanding of relationships might be based on models where physical connection was prioritized over emotional bonding. Regardless of the reason, the fundamental problem remains. One partner's needs are being consistently ignored, and that's unsustainable for any healthy relationship. Step 1. Have the serious conversation. He needs to have a direct, honest conversation, not during or after intimate moments, but during neutral time. Here's what that might sound like. I love you, and I love our physical connection, but I need you to understand something important. I feel like you only value me for sex. When I come home tired and you immediately want to be physical, I feel used, not loved. When we're intimate and then you immediately disconnect to talk to friends, I feel rejected. I need emotional intimacy too, conversations, quality time, cuddling without it leading to sex, feeling like you're interested in me as a person. Step 2. Establish boundaries. Boundaries aren't punishment, they're protection. When I come home from work, I need 30 minutes to decompress and connect emotionally before any physical intimacy. Some nights, I need to say no to sex, and I need you to respect that without making me feel guilty. After we're intimate, I need at least 15 to 20 minutes of cuddle time and connection before you engage with other activities. Step 3. Create new patterns. They need to actively build non-sexual connection into their daily routine. Evening walks together, cooking dinner as a team. Board game nights, which he specifically mentioned wanting, tech-free conversation time, shared hobbies or interests. Step 4. Consider professional help. If this conversation doesn't lead to meaningful change, couples counseling isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of commitment to making things work. A therapist can help them understand each other's attachment styles, communicate more effectively, balance different needs and desires, build emotional intimacy alongside physical connection. Step 5. Recognize the reality. Here's the hard truth he needs to face. If she cannot or will not change this pattern, he needs to decide if this relationship truly serves him. Love alone isn't enough for a healthy relationship. You also need respect, mutual care, emotional connection, and reciprocity. If those things aren't present, or if she's unwilling to work on creating them, he deserves to find someone who will value all of him, not just his body. This young man's story is a powerful reminder that anyone can feel objectified in a relationship, regardless of gender. His needs are valid, his feelings are legitimate, and his desire for emotional connection alongside physical intimacy isn't asking too much. It's asking for the bare minimum of a healthy partnership. To anyone watching who relates to this story, you are more than just a body. You deserve to be valued for your thoughts, your personality, your emotions, your presence. If your partner only seems interested in one aspect of you, that's not love, that's using someone. Real intimacy connects hearts and minds, not just bodies. Real partnership means both people feel valued, respected, and cherished for their complete selves. If you're in this situation, speak up, set boundaries, demand the respect you deserve. And if the person who claims to love you cannot provide basic emotional connection alongside physical desire, it might be time to reconsider whether this relationship is truly serving your well-being. Remember, you deserve someone who wants to hear about your day just as much as they want to share your bed. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And remember, never settle for being someone's option when you deserve to be their priority.